Now at 6 o'clock, the latest on the manhunt for a Washington father accused of killing his 3 young daughters. Where exactly investigators are focusing their search and why, coming up here in our top story.
And it will cost you a bit extra to park in downtown Portland. We'll tell you why those prices are going up.
Did you hear about this? Portland Center Stage has raised more than $1 million in their emergency fundraising campaign. We're going to hear what they say they still need to do, though, to keep their doors open for good. The 6 o'clock hour of sunrise starts right now.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Thursday. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. I still feel like this show has a Friday feel to it. Even though
does.
It's Thursday. There's a Friday feel to this show, Chris McGinnis. So feel free to focus on the weekend a little bit as you roll through the forecast.
We used to call this Friday Eve, right? So, there you go. All right, how about this for your Thursday morning? This is pretty cool. This little cloud shield there trying to work its way around the tippy top of Mount Hood. This, of course, is from the East Gorge from Oregon's Veterans Home in the Dalles. I point this out because east of the Cascades, it's clear this morning. It's sunny right now in the Dalles at 54. The tippy top of the mountain is out from timberline's 48 degrees at 6,000 feet on Mount Hood. Down low on the west side, it is cloudy. And if you look closely from our Wells Fargo sky camera, I think what you can see here is what looks like some drizzle here as you get over towards Mount Tabor and Mount Scott, et cetera, et cetera. So be on the lookout for that. Not like the drizzle storm that we had yesterday, but maybe some patchy drizzle here or there. And 55 last check at PDX. All right, the plan for today has those clouds fizzling as we go towards the noon hour. So eventually temperatures warmer to the upper 60s. We only got to 68 yesterday. Today we're going to do a lot better than that, about 82, maybe 83 with full sunshine expected late this afternoon. Big warm up coming our way this weekend. I'll talk more about that in a second. First, let's start off with a traffic alert in Columbia County. I'm going to take you to Highway 30 near the Lewis and Clark Bridge in Rainier, where there's currently a crash here on the ramp from the Oregon-bound direction of Highway 30 or the Lewis and Clark Bridge there heading on to westbound Highway 30. So right now it looks like that's blocked and there's, again, traffic getting around it, but be on the lookout for that in Columbia County. Our freeway drive this morning is in pretty good shape. Door number 2 takes us to the South Waterfront area, I-5 near the 405 interchange. That looks pretty good. Highway 26 in good shape. Guys, so far, no major freeway trouble heading into town just yet. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Chris. Top story here at 6 o'clock. The search continues this morning for the Central Washington father accused of murdering his 3 young daughters.
The girls disappeared from Wenatchee, Washington on Friday night after Travis Decker failed to return them from a scheduled visitation. On Monday, Chelan County deputies found Decker's truck near a campground just outside of Leavenworth. Investigators say the girls' bodies were found in that area. Sunrise reporter Ashley Grams joins us from the newsroom with the latest on the search for Decker. Ashley?
Yeah, good morning. Decker is wanted for 3 counts of first-degree murder, and the Chelan County Sheriff's Office says they're in touch with agencies across the nation, believing Decker may have gotten a head start as early as Friday. The Sheriff's Office released this video and a few photos of Decker. They say these are from the days leading up to his visitation with the girls and reveal his last known appearance. Law enforcement says Decker is well versed in outdoor survival and capable of spending days or even weeks outside on his own. There was at least one possible sighting of Decker in Idaho, though the Chelan County Sheriff said yesterday they do not believe that it was Decker. The sheriff says investigators continue both ground and aerial searches in an effort to find him.
A lot of our guys are working with sleep deprivation, but their thoughts are always on the girls and making sure that we're staying motivated and getting the results the family expects out of us.
My heart goes out to the family, and just hearing about this, I can't imagine this happening.
In Wenatchee, a memorial continues to grow for the 3 little girls, Peyton, Olivia, and Evelyn. Many people bringing flowers, drawings, and candles. One note says, "When one mom cries, we all cry." The Chelan County Sheriff's Office continues their search efforts for Decker today and says if you do see him, do not approach him and call 911. Drew?
All right, Ashley Grams live for us this morning there in the newsroom. Meanwhile, 2 military veterans are accused of stealing weapons from the Army and also of having ties to a Nazi organization in western Washington. Thurston County detectives say the 2 men were trying to break into military housing near Tacoma to steal body armor and military equipment when they got into a fight with a soldier. Court documents suggest they're affiliated with the white nationalist socialist movement. When detectives raided their homes, they found dozens of military-grade weapons and rifles along with a Nazi flag and Nazi memorabilia. Both men are in jail. Their bail is set at $500,000.
Battleground police have identified the person that they're calling a suspect in a double homicide. Investigators say 40-year-old Evaristo Jr. Vela was found critically hurt inside a home near Northeast 2nd Avenue. He's suspected of killing the two others who were found dead in the home Tuesday morning.
Sadly, though, when you're dealing with domestic incidents, these things can become tragic. Emotions get involved and people act out of emotions.
Battleground Police Chief, who you just heard from, says at least 2 of the people involved in the incident are family members. An 8-year-old pleaded guilty to attempted murder for a shooting outside the Clackamas Town Center last year. Pedro Cornejo Morales admitted that he shot a 15-year-old in the hand in the mall parking lot in December. As part of a plea deal, he'll serve 7.5 years in prison. A second suspect is scheduled for trial in August.
In battle, Deschutes County Sheriff Kent Vanderkamp says he's going to resign at the end of August, just 8 months into his term. That decision comes as a state board prepares to vote on whether to revoke Vanderkamp's law enforcement certification because of accusations that he lied under oath about his education and past work. While he is planning to step down, Vanderkamp says he still didn't do anything wrong. All right, at the start of the next month, the city of Portland plans to enact the largest parking meter fee increase in city history. So keep in mind here, the cost to park for just 15 minutes in downtown has nearly doubled over the past 3 years. City leaders say they have to raise parking prices to pay for road maintenance. The Transportation Bureau remains in deep financial trouble, even though parking revenues have increased year after year. Mayor Keith Wilson says he's confident that people will still come downtown and the city will continue to rebound even with the higher cost to park, but other people not as confident.
With that, and then also hit with the higher parking fees and probably higher ticket fees, you know, it's like it's a huge ding.
Coming up tonight on The Story at 6:30, KGW investigator Evan Watson takes a closer look at Portland's parking history, the rising cost to park here in recent years, and why it might not stop with next month's increase.
In an update for you, Portland Center Stage announced that it raised over $1 million to avoid closing. Last month, the theater began an emergency fundraising campaign with the goal of raising $2.5 million before August and $9 million by next summer. If they don't, the theater says it might close permanently.
All right, ticks are taking over. Oof. Yeah, ticks are taking over. Not necessarily here, but we know for sure in the state of Idaho. Vet clinics in the state say they're seeing a spike this year. One clinic there says they've seen so many ticks, they're starting to crawl up the walls. And I don't think that was a figure of speech. I think they were literally crawling up the walls there. So Animals R Us manager Lori Simmons, says she sees at least 8 tick cases a week. She also says tick prevention medicine can keep ticks from clinging onto your pets and falling off inside your homes.
Those ticks are not going to live their whole life on the dog. They're gonna get on there, they're gonna feed, they're gonna fall off, they're gonna lay eggs. These eggs are gonna hatch.
China, have you heard enough about this story? Experts say this is serious because ticks can spread diseases to humans like Rocky Mountain spotted fever. The signs of that, by the way, Chris McGinnis, if you ever find yourself standing in front of a wall that looks like a cloudy background, that you might have that fever. Yeah, just so you know. Good luck.
Whew. Get out the.
Sorry to throw you for
how do you get? You got to get the match out and try to Isn't that how you remove them from your skin if you see them? Oh my goodness, that. I'm with China. That's a creepy video to see for sure, but really good information. All right, I want to show you this. This is the live look from our Wells Fargo sky camera, and a slate gray sky over downtown again. We're not getting the drizzle storm that we had yesterday, but I think if you look closely here, it looks like maybe like a little haze in the air as you get over towards like Mount Tabor and Rocky Butte. It's possible we're squeezing out some patchy drizzle here and there, but again, not like the literally drizzle storm we had yesterday. 55 last check at PDX. Hard to see much on the satellite and radar imagery other than there's no significant weather around us over the next day or two, and so things are going to be relatively quiet. Radar, if there is any drizzle falling out there, it's falling from so low in the cloud deck that it's actually the radar beam as you get, there's the radar center, right? As the radar beam goes out from its origin, it gets higher and higher into the sky. So it can't see drizzle per se over downtown Portland. So if we are seeing drizzle, we're not able to see it on radar. But I've seen a couple of traffic cameras that suggest that we are seeing some patchy drizzle this morning. All right, all that aside, the cloud cover and whatever drizzle we have fizzles, the clouds clear out. Today looks like a gorgeous day. Today will be sunny and warmer by the time we get into the afternoon hours. Tomorrow looks sunny and warmer as well, and we will ride that warming trend into the weekend, which we'll see reflected in my 7-day forecast in just a second. Futurecast shows temperatures today climbing to near 80 in Salem and low 80s here in Portland. We only hit 68 yesterday, so there you go. We tack on a few degrees tomorrow. And by the way, you will feel a breeze picking up late this afternoon. This is Futurecast at 5:30, suggesting northwest wind gusts on the order of about 20 miles an hour. So a little breezy to go along with that Thursday afternoon sunshine. Mid-80s tomorrow, and then 3 days of warming weather heading into the weekend. I've got us near 90 on Saturday, which of course is the Grand Floral Parade. Sunday is definitely the hot day of that 3-day stretch of heat with temperatures in the mid-90s. The record for Sunday, by the way, is 94, so pretty good chance we get there. And I still think we're pretty close to 90 degrees on Monday, and then things cool off back to the really, really nice comfort zone as we head into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. There you go. I gave you an extra day. I gave you an 8-day forecast here on Channel 8 this morning, guys.
Thank you, Chris.